What the hell was that?
On to the breakdown. First off, the house wardens. I really don't get why we're focusing on them in the first place, since they don't have any personal connection or investment in Mally's as a person, nor do they want to step into the insomnia. They should have been between maybe one or two house wardens and then taken it from there. but that's besides the point. My main gripe with this section is the introduction of the rule about using teleportation magic on people. The whole thing comes across as bizarre. For one thing, it feels as if the house wardens have missed the forest for the trees. Shouldn't they be upset with more pressing matters, like the fact that they could have difficulty leaving the dorm, or that the guests and other students in the mirror chamber would have difficulty leaving there as well? Not to mention that they look like the biggest hypocrites, given that nearly all of them have used far worse magic on others, without regard for anyone's circumstances. Why even introduce a taboo like this in the first place? Now urban students have constantly been characterized as stubborn, self-centered, and scheming, and if they're capable enough to exercise a loophole, they're bound to use it. Most wardens aren't above this behavior either. If something will heighten their standing or improve their dorm's reputation in any way, they'll take it like a gulp of air. Also, the comparison between people and magic pens just don't work for me. Malleus's weird choice to die on the hill aside, I'm not too happy that Cedric and Silver came in so late in the vignette. I felt like the writers were putting them in there as an afterthought. Then after they made themselves known, they left just as quickly, not even speaking further on Malleus's mishap. And then Lilia. You know what? I'll save him for later. And it ends on a kinda weird note. I don't know how to describe it, since Lily at least tried to explain to Malleus what he did wrong, and they start talking, making up. There's a twinge of normalcy. And then we get to the groovy art.
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness! Squidward!
Now, I would like for any of you to guess where exactly he's even at, because I'm traveling. The window in this room makes me think he's in his own dorm room? But what the hell is his arm bleeding? Where did those ceiling flowers come from? What happened to the rest of the room? Now, I suppose you could argue that the other groupies tend to have abstract backgrounds and such, but I can't help but wonder what the decision behind making it look like this was, not to mention the dialogue during this sequence. Yeah, I'm happy. I may have made a complete fool of myself in front of my fellow housewards and gotten banned from ever going to meetings in the near future, but hey, this is all so refreshing. Even though my dorm is a hot mess, my students have little to no discipline and will attack any and all visitors, including housewards, with little provocation. I constantly fail to attend meetings that provide information for upcoming events and activities that would keep me in the know of the school around me, as well as make sure my dorm is always ahead. And it's a constant struggle to contact me or find where I am, so if anyone wanted to relay any important information to me, they wouldn't be able to. Wait, but how is this guy still a house warden? If you attempted to do anything close to this as a student council member in real life, you would be kicked out faster than your mind could register the impact of the ground after they threw you out. It's just one nonsensical thing after another. All in all, this section is terrible. Glosses over many important questions viewers might have regarding Malleus up to this point, and the few answers it gives are unsatisfying at best and completely asinine at worst. No, the majority of them require the characters to make moves they would otherwise never have made for them to work. It's like the plot has to twist itself. Wait a minute. But why is everything in this vignette so off? Could it be that everyone is under a spell? Could some evil underlying force be manipulating them to act this way? No, it's culture shock, or so the people at Reddit say could be what's influencing Mally's strange behavior. But what is culture shock? Culture shock is the state of disorientation and anxiety a person can experience when moving to a culture that is unfamiliar to their own. It usually has 4 stages: the honeymoon phase, frustration, adaptation, then acceptance. It's possible to skip certain phases altogether, or only experience certain phases at a time. And long story short, culture shock is a very complex and interesting concept that would have been really cool to see in the narrative. I wasn't too familiar with the term, so I did what anyone would do and researched it. While the videos and articles I looked at were helpful, I felt that nothing was more helpful than the conversations with people who did. One immigrant from Germany told me a lot about his difficulty with adjusting to many things like the time zone adjustments, mannerisms, American people being more expressive of their opinions than Germans, and lastly, social media and the general internet being monitored and much more strict compared to the US. Above all, it really made me realize that the culture shock aspect was very bare bones and rushed, which was a no-brainer since everything else was rushed. Not to mention how Mally's just zipped through the phases like a freight train. But why? I couldn't grasp why anything was the way it was until it hit me. Silver's dorm uniform, specifically his groovy, to explain the story alludes to Silver and Malleus having parallels to one another throughout Book 7. Both are connected to royalty. Both are very serious fellows, and only really consider one person their true friend. Both are chronologically older than they should be in the story, and their artworks hint at this being the case. I feel like the vignette was written more to be like an opposite of Silver's. Silver's problem is presented with him being surrounded by people, while Malleus isn't even in a room and learns of his problems secondhand. Silver receives aid almost immediately, while Malleus is denied and left to fail. Looking at it from that angle really makes me understand why everything was all over the place. It really feels like the writers wanted their cake to eat it too. Why have a story that's as complex as culture shock be mixed in with a weird parallel that fails to serve anything but to make it harder to tell your story, and to ultimately make it come across so mean-spirited? The biggest example being Lilia. Yes, I'm talking about him now. He's all over the place. For one moment, he's supportive of Malleus, and the next, he's weirdly instigative. Throughout the vignette, he felt like a very bothersome and unhelpful presence. His unnecessary actions at the air chamber, his off-putting comment towards Malleus and their dorm, and the whole laugh he does towards the end. Like, brother, you're a grown man. You shouldn't be acting like this. All in all, I hope this served to show why I thought this was the worst vignette I have ever read. Thank you to any and all who were willing to put up with this video until the end. This was, once again, a long time coming, and I want to hear from your lovely viewers. How did you like the video? Are there things you'd like to see me improve on? Are there things you disagree with or found interesting? Also, how do you guys like the new opening I have? I might do away with the current subtitles, because I plan to dish out a different voice module so people can understand me better, along with a surprise coming to the next video, so look out for that. Anyway, I salute you, can't see Peters. Bye bye!